that only broth the bone. Never put their fingers, their fingers, should have fingers, should have given action for. That isn't nice to see. Children should be trained and made to live on crumbs. Tricky to pick up when you're left with only thumbs. Children should be warned to never lose their heads. Never be enticed by the smell of gingerbread.
Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. We have a tantalizing tale to share with you today. Children, make sure you listen well, for this story might just save your life, so it might. Behold, a terrible tale of two innocent children. Times are hard.
Here on the edge of the woods,
Times are hard.
With a cold winter setting in and work scarce.
there are many things making life a struggle.
The good men and women of the village.
But one thing is the toughest to endure. Both a heavy burden and a life non-capable. Children.
They can be a curse, cause you so much strife, especially when you're frightened of your wife.
Children should be planned, not longed for in a breath. For have too many children, and you'll surely starve to death. In a little wooden house lived two children,
Hansel,
and Gretel,
they were often cold.
and always hungry.
They live with their dear father,
And they're not so dear stepmother.
and they were very
Very.
Paul!
Lots of folks say they ain't got much.
We ain't got much, but sometimes the things they say are fibs. They have rosy, chubby cheeks. No bony arms or pokey out ribs. There's barely a loaf of bread between us.
We haven't seen chocolate in a year.
This is not the place to come if you want to fill your tongue. You won't allow your appetite.
Half the population say they're poor.
So poor, but half the time the words they speak are lies. They still eat a proper meal at least once a day. We're happy if we're nibbling on flies. We're lucky if we share a bowl of porridge.
Once a month we boil a pan of gruel.
To dream of tea and cake.
Made a big mistake.
When the air itself are overdue, we're absolutely ravenously hungry. Getting closer to our very last breath. Our clothes are loose, we're ravenously hungry.
We're starving to death.
I get tomorrow I will stop your tummy rumbling, grumbling. New day will lighten your mood. When I return from market with a bag of cash, healthy stash will lay a full table of food. Eat till we can't even move. Let's make hoot, hooting, the hoot is here.
Many say that they are starved.
What they say is just untrue.
Most of them have plenty of meat upon their bones.
Hansel,
Enough to make a hearty stew. Happy with them all day, don't get tired.
Turning bronze and half
When
sprout.
the dust in your tongue,
Sometimes travel to your bum.
and turn the air green when they
We're absolutely ravenously hungry. Getting closer to our very last breath. Nothing to chew, we're ravenously hungry.
imagine feeling overfed.
by a multitude of fruits and veg.
We're absolutely ravenously hungry. Getting closer to to our very last breath, nothing to chew. We're ravenously hungry.
We're permanently crumbling. Our bellies always grumbling.
We're starving to death.
Father's home!
I'm so sorry, children. There isn't much today.
Quite a day in the market, was it?
Aye. Everyone's struggling these days. It gets harder and harder to sell anything.
What'll it be tonight then? A chicken leg each or a steak and kidney pie?
No, I'm afraid not. But tomorrow there might be bread. Here, I picked these berries myself on the way home.
Thank you, Father.
I love berries.
On to bed, children. Night, Gretel. Night, Hansel.
The situation simply can't continue. It's time to stop talking and do. For are harder to feed than two. Every meal leaves us wanting more. You know your darling children I adore, but two can live longer than four.
Not this again.
This wasn't the first time that the father and stepmother had had this conversation. Usually, late at night while the children were asleep, but tonight, the children were so hungry they couldn't sleep. Hansel and Gretel could hear every word from upstairs. All I'm saying is that without the children to feed, life would be so much better. Even bearable, maybe nice sometimes.
How could you even suggest such a thing?
It's the only way.
Well, how would we... No. I can't even consider. I'm delirious with hunger, but I will never, ever part with the children.
It's the only way, my dear husband. Otherwise we will all surely perish. I was reading just the other day about a family where that very thing happened. The father was heard whispering with his final breath, "If only we got rid of the children whilst we had the chance."
Really?
Yes, really. Is it yet? In black and white. So you see, if it's good enough for them, then...
Right. Well, yeah, I suppose.
There's no suppose about it. Children are a menace, and we're dying because of them. Tomorrow, we'll take them into the woods, light them a fire, and leave them there.
But we've always told them not to go to the woods alone.
When you say we, I think you mean you, don't you?
Well, yeah, but they'll be frightened. They won't do it.
Of course they will. If you make it sound like an adventure. You might be useless at most things, husband, but those children will do anything you say. They're quite obedient, really.
And that was that. Deal made. Plan hatched. Hansel, what do we do?
Don't worry, Gretel. I have an idea.
Hansel crept downstairs and snuck outside the little house. As quickly as he could, he filled his pockets with stones.
Thank you. There's a one, thank you. Easy, just handed them in. I've got on the floor. adventure?
Yeah?
Stones?
Yeah?
Plan! We'll be fine, Gretel.
Hansel! Gretel! Come down at once! We're going to go on an adventure.
An adventure?
What sort of adventure?
A really good one.
So, get your warmest clothes on and we'll be on our way.
Ready?
Off to the woods we go then.
The woods! You said we shouldn't go to the
I
woods!
thought not
Tell them.
Tell them.
Yes. Tell them that thing you were going to tell them about the woods.
Oh, that thing.
Yes.
What was it again?
You remember?
Do I?
Well, I hope you do for your sake.
Right. Yeah, the thing about the woods. Right. So, the woods are just full of wood. And if anyone knows wood, your old father does. And wood isn't scary, is it?
No.
Only when? When it's the deep, dark woods. And the trees are swaying in the wind. And the moon is glowing from high above. And the wolves are howling. And the evil witch is coming through the shadows.
What a vivid imagination you have, Gretel.
You can make a house, shelter from a storm, make a roaring fire to keep you safe and warm. You can make a gift, carve a wooden toy, put a smile upon the face of every girl and boy. Wood is what you make it, depends on what you do. Dark and scary, or home to berries, depends on your point of view. The wood is how you view it as you travel through. A place to peer, to play with the deer, depends on which angle you choose. And I know you've been told lots of stories
About witches.
Yeah, and goblins!
And trolls.
but think of the adventures that wait there for you. Those tales were only spun to scare you. And you may have been warned not to go there a lot, but believe it or not, the woods can be good.
Right, time's ticking away. If we want to make our way to the deepest part of the woods, we might want to make a move.
That's just a minute, dear.
You always told us not to go there.
Right.
True.
I'm sure someone told us not to dare.
You have always taught us it's dangerous in the woods.
Children choose to go there, will come to no good.
Terrifying creatures.
Wild and hungry creatures
Be killed by wolves and left in a ditch.
will captured and eaten by a witch.
Right to the wall.
Come on.
And with that, they were off. Out of the little house and off into the woods. Their stepmother led the way, determined to take them into the deepest, darkest part of the woods. Whilst their father struggled, with every step sending a pain through his heart. Gretel walked behind him, her own heart heavy and her eyes full of sadness and Hansel. While Hansel walked behind the others, and every few steps he would pause to drop a stone from his pocket. He was leaving a trail, you see, all the way from their house to wherever they were going. Where on earth could they be going?
Off we go then. Isn't this fun? It's nice to be in the shade out of the sun.
Every step is a heart-wrencher.
Father? He said every step is an adventure. Come on, Gretel. What can you see? Hansel, hurry. Keep up with me.
I've got an awful feeling, a feeling in my bones. Something terrible will happen, and we won't be going home.
Don't be frightened, Gretel. chopping the stones. A trail in the moonlight will guide us home.
Hansel, what are you doing?
Hansel,
Stop lagging behind. Hansel, stop dragging your feet. Hansel, if you could be so kind, let's keep moving, please. I've never seen so many trees. One foot and then the next. Further and further we go. Don't look so perplexed. Don't let your feelings show.
keep yourself together if you can.
Are you to be a mouse or a man? You think it's too much? Just stick to the plan.
One foot and then the next. Further and further we go. Don't look so perplexed. Don't let your feelings show.
Keep yourself together, understand?
Try to distract them if you can. Trust me, Gretel. Stick to the plan.
Why do you keep turning back?
What on earth are you looking at?
Nothing. I'm just waving at my cat. Up there on the roof. He's just saying goodbye. See you soon, my friend.
As if we don't die.
We could just forget this. Why don't we go home? Forget what we agreed. The children will never know.
Did you see that? Is that a fox? Or maybe a squirrel? Where? I'm sure I heard a noise over there. Maybe it was a troll. Don't be ridiculous. Did you see that?
What?
It looked a bit like a badger. A badger. Maybe it was a witch. Maybe not. Maybe it was a rat. Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that?
One foot.
And then the next. Further and further we go. Don't look so perplexed. Don't let your feelings show.
Keep yourself together if you can.
Are you to be a mouse or a man?
You think it's too much? Just stick to the plan. One foot
And then the next.
further and further we go. Don't look so perplexed. Don't let your feelings show.
Keep yourself together, understand?
Try to distract them if you can.
Stick to the plan.
And the whole time, the moon was watching them from the sky. They couldn't see her yet, but she was there above them, watching.
Hurry along, children. The light is fading.
They finally arrived at a small clearing and stopped.
Right, here we are.
What do we do now?
Well, your father will build you a fire, and then you're going to have a big adventure.
Well, it's getting dark.
Nonsense.
You can make a house, shelter from a storm, make a roaring fire to keep you safe and warm. The wood is what you make
It's
it,
what you make it.
depends on what you
Depends
do,
on what you do. Dark and scary.
or home to fairies.
Depends on your point of view.
There you go, children, that'll keep you nice and warm.
But why do we need to keep warm?
Well, you can just go home. It's getting dark.
Don't be so ungrateful. Let's go for a little walk. Just the two of us before we all go home.
You two stay here and keep together. Promise me.
Promise.
And be safe.
And with that, their father was gone, disappeared off into the woods with their stepmother happily striding in front of him. Don't worry, Hansel. Remember your plan. We'll wait for the moon and then we'll follow your little trail of stones. They'll lead us all the way home.
What's that?
What?
Shh, that noise.
What noise?
Oh, there's something out there. is lurking in the shadows.
Hansel,
It could be a monster, like what used to live under our bed.
that didn't exist. You've imagined it.
What if it was wild animals?
Pull yourself together.
Yeah. It's just the dark.
I don't like it. Neither do I. Oh, it's getting dark. Pull yourself together. Yes, it's only the dark. Sorry, we didn't mean to scare you. It's all right. No harm done. What? Gretel. Mouse.
Hansel!
Hedgehog.
Oh. Hansel! We're not used to being out in the woods when it's getting dark.
Imagine what it's like living here. Yes, we have to put up with this every night. You must be used to it by now. Some of us are. I've got a very vivid imagination, that's all.
Hey, me too.
But how can you be scared of the dark when you're nocturnal? Nocturnal? Yeah, if anyone should like the dark, you should. You can read it in a scientific journal. Some animals are meant to be nocturnal.
What?
It means that they come out at night. In the daytime, they keep out of sight.
And this is all good
In theory.
The darkness makes us feel all cheery. But it's really not much of a lark if you stand in the dark. At night you cannot see as well. Relying on your sense of smell. You feel your way across the ground. Lots of unfamiliar sounds.
When your senses are heightened, it's hard not to be frightened. But it's still just a load of trees swaying gently in the breeze.
So pretty in the daylight with the sun through the leaves and the
Sturdy old trunk, covered in bark.
Nothing to be scared of unless you're scared of the dark. Sturdy old trunk, covered in bark. Nothing to be scared of unless you're scared of the dark.
Anyway, the moon will be here soon. She makes everything better.
Really?
Only she's a bit forgetful, so she has to keep remembering. But when she does, it's wonderful. Look, she's so bright and beautiful. And she's so clever, you know. She knows everything. Everything? Everything.
Did somebody mention my name?
Ah, thank goodness, there you are.
Sorry, I knew I had to be somewhere. I just couldn't think where.
You look all for yourself, huh?
Why, thank you. And you've given those whiskers an extra wash, haven't you?
Maybe just an extra few minutes. I can't believe you noticed.
I notice everything.
We can all relax now she's here. Nothing to be afraid of. Except we're lost in the woods and we can't find our way home.
If only you'd have thought to leave a trail. Not that I would either. I am terribly forgetful.
Of course!
But
The trail of stones we left! Oh, we can see them now thanks to the moon's light!
of course, that's what I'm supposed to do. It would be my pleasure.
Isn't she wonderful?
Thank you.
Thank you! Thank you! I see one!
As the children made their way through the woods, they followed the moonlit stones that Hansel had dropped.
They walked all through the night until finally, completely exhausted, they arrived at the little house they called home. Oh! Found your way back. I knew you would. You're the cleverest children in the world.
What are you making a racket about, husband? Oh, children, you're back. How lovely.
Isn't it wonderful to see their faces?
Yes. However, did you manage it?
Oh, well, I laid this trail of stones, and when the moon rose up, they shone like bright, shiny coins, and we followed them all the way home.
Well, I never. Such a clever clocks. Now, up to your room, and I'll call you down later for some scraps of food. There won't be much, with there being 4 of us again.
Of course, the stepmother wasn't really happy to see the children at all, and straight away set about planning how to get rid of them once and for all.
There'll be no one sneaking out to collect stones tonight. And first thing as the sun rises, we'll take the children to the woods again.
No, I won't do it.
If you want to survive this terrible life, you will. We've all surely starved to death in this day here.
But they're just children.
Yes, and very clever children. You said so yourself. If anyone can survive the darkest parts of the woods, it's those oh so clever but incredibly irritating children of yours.
Oh, so clever, but what?
Nothing, dear. Bright and early. Now lock the door.
And sure enough, the next morning as the sun began to rise,
Off we go then. Hurry up, children.
Here's some bread. Now save it for later.
Father, please. Off we go then. Hurry along.
and so off they went out of the little house, deeper and deeper into the darkest part of the woods.
1 foot, and then the next.
Wherever we go, don't look so perplexed. Don't let your feeling show. Keep yourself together if you can. Are you to be a mouse or a man? You think it's too much? Just stick to the plan. 1 foot and then the next. Further and further we go. Don't look so perplexed. Don't let your feelings show. Keep yourself together. Understand?
Try to distract them if you can. Trust me, Gretel. Stick to the plan.
I've got an awful feeling, a feeling in my bones. Something terrible will happen, and we won't be going home.
There you go, children. Now remember, stay together. And please, be safe.
You'll be frightened, Gretel. We left that trail of crumbs, remember? We just need to follow them
I
home.
don't think we're going home this time.
All we have to do is wait for the moon. Hmm? Wait till the moon is rising. Wait till the stars are bright. Wait till the light of the day has gone till the morning. This night, wait for the moonlight. Wait till the moon finds a memory. Wait till the stars light the sky. Wait till the pathway is clearer, maybe nearer to home, guiding us home. Please take us home, still night. Wait for the moon.
Oh, she hasn't forgotten again. Here she is now.
Sorry, you know what it's like, so much to do, tides to control, rays to shine.
Oh, come on, Gretel! Let's go! I'm sure.
What is it?
I don't understand where they've gone.
But Hansel couldn't see a single crumb.
No sooner had he dropped them, the hungry birds had swooped down and pecked them all up.
Hansel and Gretel's trail home had completely disappeared.
Oh, Gretel, we have to find our way back.
Well, which way will you go? Shouldn't you wait until morning? It's awfully dark.
I will light the way for you. I'll send my light down through the tree's branches.
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah?
Good luck.
Oh, wait.
And so, Hansel and Gretel set off through the trees.
And in no time, they were more lost than ever.
All the trees looked the same, and every pathway could be the pathway home.
All night they walked, hoping to find their way home.
I must leave you soon. Why don't you stop and rest for a while? You must be exhausted.
And hungry.
Oh, I'm so hungry.
Why don't we eat that bread that Father... Where's that smell?
The children followed their noses towards the smell of freshly baked gingerbread.
And found in a clearing a beautiful little cottage made out of gingerbread and cake.
It was covered all over with sweets and treats.
They just couldn't resist. They were so hungry.
Nibble, nibble, little mouse. Who's nibbling at my house?
Don't be frightened, children. I won't hurt you. Help yourselves to whatever you want.
Nibble, 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 dribble, munch, munch, crunch, crunch, nibble, 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 dribble, dribble, munch, munch, crunch, crunch, nibble, 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 dribble, dribble, munch, munch, crunch, crunch, nibble, 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 dribble, 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 munch, munch, crunch, crunch.
Dear children, sickly sweet,
Hungry for a tasty treat. Feast your eyes on this candy store. Hurry, what are you waiting for?
Gingerbread and lemon drops, marzipan and chocolate, candy floss and marshmallow whirls, curly whirly jelly tots, sugar cane and candy, sticky toffee caramel swirls.
Nibble, 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 dribble, 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 munch, 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 crunch, crunch, nibble, 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 dribble, 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 munch, 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 crunch, crunch, nibble, 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 dribble, 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 munch, munch, munch. We're absolutely ravenously hungry, getting closer to our very last bread. Nothing to chew. We're ravenously hungry.
Nibble, nibble, dribble, dribble, munch, munch, crunch!
They're starving to death.
Every child should know the place is not to go. Naughty children meet a nasty fate. End up in a gooey, sticky state. End up roasted on a witch's plate.
Hansel and Gretel had been warned not to speak to strangers.
They knew very well not to go into the house of someone they didn't know.
But the children were very hungry, and the little old lady seemed kind.
And she couldn't see terribly well, so she couldn't be at all dangerous.
Then again, sometimes things aren't quite what they seem.
Children should be warned to never lose their heads. Never be enticed by the smell of gingerbread.
Come inside, children. Don't be frightened.
Oh, come on, Gretel.
Are you sure?
We'll be fine.
What a lovely little cottage. Thank you. Now, sit down, my lovelies. And I'll make you some pancakes
Pancakes?
and hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate?
If you don't want them, I do.
Oh, we never have hot chocolate.
Today you're going to have pancakes and hot chocolate for breakfast.
Oh, and then we must be on our way.
You can stay as long as you like.
She really must be getting home to our father.
Very well then.
She might have looked like a little old deer.
Who couldn't see past the end of her nose?
Just suppose.
That in fact she was disguising herself as someone nice.
Just to entice the
we must fatten you up. I mean, fill you up, definitely fill you up.
She might have smiled a little while as she stood.
Stirring sweet hot chocolate on the stove.
Just suppose,
And in fact, her favourite treat to eat was children for tea.
smiling with glee,
Licking
her lips, that would be a glitch. If she was in fact a witch,
Pretending to be a sweet old gran.
especially if that witch had a, especially if that witch had a,
Especially if that witch had a plan.
Nibble your pancakes, dears.
On the far side of the wood, a little house that used to be alive with the sound of children laughing and playing was very quiet. Hansel and Gretel's father sat alone and miserable.
What I would give to have them back here with me. How will I live? Why couldn't I see that without them here, there's no reason for me to do anything? I listened to her because she seemed to be right. Why didn't I ignore her and hold them tight? I should have told her no with all of my might, but I didn't. I sit here all day, can't seem to move, I can't find a way to forget them. I hope every moment that things will improve, and I just want to go back and get them. Oh, I just want to go back. I'm just a simple man who makes things from wood, and she is so strong and so clever. She said that without them we'd eat all we could, but I'm just as empty as ever. Yes, I'm just so empty. This note, explain where I've gone, I'm sure that she'll understand. I must go and get them, bring the boat back home. I know it's not what she planned.
And with that, the father headed out into the woods to search for his children. And somewhere, in the deepest, darkest part of the wood, his children were thinking of him too.
We really must be getting home to our father. Of course! Your dear parents must be worried about you.
Well, our stepmother won't. She doesn't like us at all.
That can't be true. Two sweet children like you.
Well, our father will be worried though.
Well, you can go whenever you like, children.
Thank you.
Never mind. Never mind.
Hansel, well, you couldn't possibly help me out with a few jobs around the house. My eyes aren't too good, you see.
Of course. If you could start by collecting some wood, that would be good. As much as you can carry. Then if you could give the place a clean, top to bottom should do. Cut your back into it and you'll be done in a flash. Then there's the washing, and the scrubbing, and the sweeping, and the polishing, and the hair garden could do with the water. The front door could do with a fresh lick of paint. And there's a hole in the roof if you can find a ladder. And the chimney, well, let's just say there's a few birds that need rehousing.
My boots could do with a polish. And if you have a moment,
worked all day long, and before they knew it, the whole day had passed. The light outside was beginning to fade.
It's almost dark.
We'll never find our way home now.
Why not rest here for the night and set off first thing in the morning?
I'm not sure. The woods can be awfully scary at night. And there's wild creatures, you know.
I suppose we could go in the morning.
I am very tired. That's settled. And in the morning, I'll make you some fresh pancakes and hot chocolate for breakfast. But for now, good night, sweet children.
And so the children settled down to sleep, safe inside the little cottage. Or so they thought.
Can we go back now? It's getting dark. Just a minute. Look, there's a cottage. Look in the window. I see them. They're asleep. Look in the window. There's someone else there. A little old lady. Let me see.
Children are a taste. Sensation, not the simplest to great. Or but with a little bit of preparation, they make a truly sumptuous meal. Children get your taste, match jumping. The flavor's something I adore. Weeks and weeks of tireless working, but totally worth waiting for. A little button nose, slightly toasted, chubby little cheeks, slowly roasted, baked kidney crumble with custard, barbecue elbow with mustard, a crispy ear to chew, a tasty little goose stew, fried little toes in a spicy sauce, oven-baked knees for the second course, miniature little boy pies, jam-covered sweet pickled eyes, tiny fingers too much, just the right kind of crunch. But the thing I like most is thinly sliced children on toast. Children are a taste, sensation, not the simplest to great. Or peel, but with a little bit of preparation, they make a truly sumptuous.
Truly sumptuous.
What are we going to do? We have to save them. Oh, the moon will know what to do.
Did someone call?
Yes, Hansel and Gretel are trapped in there. We've a witch.
Well, we must save them. There are lots of ways you can save people. I just need to remember.
What are we going to be able to do? I don't know how to stop a witch, do you? I've never done anything to save someone before. I don't know what to do. I never signed the door. If only there was a hero to call, someone very strong and brave and tall. It's hard to be a hero when you're only small. How can you be a hero when you're only 2 feet tall?
On the other side of the wood, the father had spent hours walking with no sign of his lost children. The moon shone her light down, helping him to find a safe spot to rest for the night. As the sun rose over the little cottage, Hansel and Gretel awoke to the new day and the hope of freshly made pancakes.
Good morning, children. Hansel, be a dear and fetch me some logs from the woodshed. I'll start the stove and I'll make you some fresh pancakes and hot chocolate for breakfast.
There's nothing in here.
Of course there is, silly. You're in there.
What's going on?
Can you let him out of there? Let me think. No! eat him! No, you can't! Yes, I can. And I'm probably going to eat you too. But for now, you can help me fatten him up. Aren't you a lucky girl? We thought you were a kind old lady. That's because you're terribly silly. You were just pretending to be nice. Has your father never told you not to talk to strangers? Silly little children shouldn't have used their heads, went into the woods and ended up dead. Hansel, poke your finger through the bars.
No, I don't want to.
Very well, I'll just have to eat your sister then, won't I?
All right.
Skin and bone. We must plump him up, Gretel. Shouldn't take too long. A week or two at least. So, what do we do?
Just do as she says.
I'll think of something. Gretel! We've got to plump him up. I want him all juicy and chunky and fat. Right now he's too jolty. I couldn't possibly eat that. We've got to plump him up. I want him all podgy and fleshy and fat. Look at him! He's scrawny. I couldn't possibly eat that. He'll eat plenty of food. At least 5 meals a day. We need to plump him up fast. Serve him up on a tray. We've got to plump him up. I want him all chubby and fleshy and fat. Right now he's too skinny. I couldn't possibly eat that. Hansel, look! I found a stick. The next time the witch asks you to poke your finger through the bars, poke the stick through instead. You can't see past the end of the nose. Hansel! Poke your finger through the bars.
And just as Gretel had suggested, Hansel poked the stick through instead. And sure enough, the witch couldn't see.
Skin and bones! We must plump him up, Gretel! We've got to plump him up. Watch him grow bigger in front of our eyes. Let myself fantasize. What a good meal he'll make when he's a piece of steak.
And time went on like this. Hansel and Gretel at the mercy of the witch, and their father at the mercy of the wood. Each day was the same. Gretel would spend all her time preparing food for Hansel to eat, and Hansel would force the food down.
I can't take any more.
You have to try.
How are we going to escape?
I don't know, but I'll think of something.
And each evening the witch would ask Hansel to poke his finger through the bars of the cage, and Hansel would instead poke through the stick.
No! Not ready yet! Gretel! Tomorrow you need to feed him more!
Out in the woods, their father would spend all day hoping. But by the time night fell, all hope was gone, and he was sure his children were lost forever.
It's no use. I'll never see them again.
And the days went on like this for some time.
Have you got a plan yet?
No, I'm sorry, I'm still thinking.
You better think faster.
Hansel! Poke your finger through the bars. Nowhere near fat enough.
Out in the woods, their father searching, hoping,
Maybe today will be the day.
only to end the day lost and exhausted.
So many trees, and they all look the same. How am I supposed to know which way to go?
Until one evening, when the witch asked Hansel to poke his finger through the bars of the cage.
Skin and bone!
She raced inside the house.
I've waited long enough. I'll cook it tonight anyway. Start the oven. No, you can't, not tonight. Nonsense. It won't taste very nice. What? It'll be all bristly. My favourite bits. Gretel, the oven. I've got to be brave. I've got
do something dreadful. Please.
What can we do? We can't just sit and learn to read them. What can we do? Sit by and watch a mismeet them. We can fight. We can bite. It's so threatening. What can we do?
Even though I don't know if I can, I have to develop a strategy. I don't have a plan, but he is depending on me.
I'm going round in circles. Every tree looks just the same. I'm not sure that I'll ever find them. And I know just who's to blame. Could search these woods forever. Find no sign of them, no clue. Perhaps I ought to face the facts. There's nothing more that I can do.
And with that, the children's poor father turned around and began the journey back to the little house on the edge of the wood.
I've got to be brave. I've got to stay true. There must be something I can do. I've got to be strong. See this thing through. There must be something I can do.
Gretel sat at the window and looked out at the bright moon in the sky. And the moon looked back at her.
What should I do? Gretel, be brave. There's no one more true. Believe in all that you can do. Time ticks away. Which has a plan for you? I know you know what you must do.
Gretel? What are you doing?
Nothing.
It's time to cook my dinner. Is the oven ready yet?
I don't know.
Well, is it hot enough?
It might be, but then again, maybe not.
Is it or isn't
I
it?
don't know. I'm not very good with ovens.
Oh, let me feel. Don't you know how to do anything, girl? To check that it's hot enough, you have to feel inside.
Suddenly, Gretel pushed the witch as hard as she could, straight into the oven. The witch let out the most terrible scream as she disappeared into the flames.
Gretel couldn't believe that they were free, and Hansel was so happy to be out of the cage. They didn't realise that the little cottage beside them was suddenly full of gold and pearls and sparkling jewels.
We're rich.
We're richer than rich.
This is gold.
And so, Hansel and Gretel left the little cottage in the deepest part of the wood and waited for the moon to guide their way home.
Wait till the moon is rising. Wait till the stars are bright. Wait till the light of the day has gone to the morning. This night, wait for the moonlight. Wait till the moon finds her memory. Wait till the stars light the sky. Wait till the pathway is clearer, maybe nearer to home, guiding us home. Please take us home still night. Wait for the moon.
Well done.
Oh, thank you.
You were very brave children.
It was Gretel. She's the bravest.
I think you make a good team.
Now we just need to find our way home.
Well, I can help you with that. I think I remember the way.
You do?
You were the one who dropped the stones, weren't you?
Yeah, that's right. That was...
It was an ingenious idea. They looked so lovely when I shone down on them. Yes, I think I can remember. And so the moon shone her light down, creating a silvery pathway through the trees.
Goodbye. And good luck.
Thank you.
Anytime. Now hurry. I must go at doors. And so the children set off through the trees, following the moonlit pathway. All through the night they walked until, just as the moon's light was beginning to fade, and the sun peeped above the horizon.
Hansel, look.
That's our house. I haven't been this happy my whole life.
Come on.
Father, we're home.
Children, you're back.
We have so much to tell you.
And they told him all about their adventures.
How about the witch and the cage?
And the father told them how when he returned from searching for them in the woods, the stepmother had gone.
Yes.
We almost forgot.
We'll be hungry again. We're rich!
Come here, you two. I'm never letting you out of my sight again.
Hansel and Gretel.
And their father.
All lived in a little house on the edge of the wood. They were safe.
And they were very,
Very.
Very happy.
Children should be held and treasured every day, and told that they are special in each and every way. Children should be safe from